Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the PM world. How are we doing this morning, gentlemen? We all good?
Fine, thank you very much. Not too bad at all.
Yep, super.
Sun is shining here. It's actually really nice. We haven't had any rain now for a few days since I've done the roof. You noticed? Fix the roof. Don't rain. I can't even tell if it leaks now. So
you're in for a drought now you've done that roof.
That's it. I should have done it the week before you lot turned up. We would have had lovely weather.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I say, a few bits and pieces that are coming along. We've got little bits of news and stuff like that as well. I suppose one of the things that's occurred this week, which is quite exciting, is Border Models 35th scale Spitfire has been announced.
Yes.
Which, again, we've been a little bit on the fence, shall we say, haven't we, with 35th scale, because we weren't sure if this was them testing the market to see how it was going, because we thought it was a good idea, to be honest, didn't we? And we like the kit as well, and it's a good kit. So obviously we saw the 109, then we saw the Stuka, obviously the 190, and now obviously we've got a Spitfire coming down the line. So it'd be good if they did a 35th scale Hurricane.
I think they'll do a P51 next.
I think it'll be a Mustang next as well. But obviously, you know, we were saying yesterday that the market has obviously gone with it. You know, I know a lot of people have said why. Well, there you go. Just answer the question. One, it goes with everything armor-wise, which is absolutely fantastic. Vehicles, figures, diorama bits and pieces, you know. So, you know, from that point, you don't have to do a massive diorama, just a little one, few figures and that, and it's all nicely in scale from what a lot of people have probably got in their stashes as well. So,
I suppose the real reason people should ask is why 32nd? I know it's a historical thing, but, you know, 135th nowadays makes more sense than 32nd, doesn't it?
Because I quite like, obviously, helicopters traditionally have always been 35th scale.
Yeah.
And no one really bats an eyelid. And then it's a bit weird when they do come out 32nd, because obviously the Cobra, ICM Cobra, wasn't it, was 32nd, which was like, why? And we know some of the phones, like I did this, the Wessex, isn't it? And that's 32nd, which seems a little bit odd because everything in helicopter world is more joined 35th. But I think it's a good thing. And again, it's obviously a little bit going to be a bit of a cash cow. Obviously a 35th scale Spitfire. They do a Mustang next as well, which we say we're assuming is probably going to come down the line. I think generally it's quite a nice refreshing change for the hobby.
I think ICM's in the error of their ways because they've released the Cobra in 35th.
Yeah.
And obviously the thingers in 35th, isn't it? The big sky cranes 35th. So
54,
I think they've sort of clicked on. It's like, well, this could be a dead end going down that road of 32nd for helicopters if we're going to do some more, because obviously 35th, like I say, it goes with the figures and all the accessories and vehicles and whatever else. Where obviously 32nd, you're a bit sort of limited, aren't you, in that scale? So, yeah, it's interesting. Like I say, I think I'm going to tackle one of them Border Models 35th kits, I think. I do think I'll have a go at it. So
you've been threatening to do one since.
I keep threatening to do the 109.
And then the
there is one on me racking there, so I might actually have a go at it. To be honest, I think it might be okay. Because I keep finding stuff to print now. That's the problem.
Yeah, now you've got the 3D printing bug. It's like, what can I get 3D printed for it? Whereas before you'd look on like, you know, Hannets or someone and see what aftermarket is available. Now it's like, go on the internet and see what's available in 3D. I could just print it off or rescale it to suit. So
today, jerry cans, weren't you? This morning.
Well, I've got Luftwaffe oil drums and there's tools and there's refueling trolley, I think. There's a bomb trolley. There's all sorts you can get on files. So, yeah, Andy will see on Friday when he goes back up, because now the save list, the like list or whatever has grown and grown and grown. Like, that looks good and interesting. But that is the thing, isn't it? When you see it, you've got to save it, because otherwise you'll hunt forever again, because you forget.
See it
it's
again.
a bit vague, in it, with the search engines. But I think it, like I say, it just opens up an whole new world anyway. So we will see. But yeah, one of them Border Models kits, like I say, we've put an order in today. So hopefully we're going to get a couple more of the 190s back in, because obviously all ours have gone. I wouldn't mind sending one down to you, to be honest, for review. I think it's worth a look.
Yeah, I think I'd like to have a look at one of those. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Probably do that. I'll get one down to you as a review, and you can have a look. But yeah, I'm not thinking, because people go, like Andy said, is why 35th? Well, then why 48th? Why 32nd? Why? It's, do you know what I mean? It's one of them. I think you've got to open your mind a little bit.
So the 35th does make sense in the grand scheme of things. It's just it's hoping
it should be standardised 72nd, 48th, and 35th.
Yeah,
everything.
The 24th.
So 24th's all right.
24 scale. It's the future.
It's the future, isn't it?
Hey, the Airfix are still holding on to it.
Yeah.
You're the only ones. I think even trumpeters kind of dropped it a bit, haven't they? Because
when was the last time they did a 24 scale
to
kit?
be fair, I think it was their Stukas, so it's not that long ago. But I think they've gone back to a bit of 32nd again, haven't they, with the F-35s and the Devastator and stuff like that. So, like I say, I don't know. It's each to their own, isn't it? But kind of 35th works if you want to do something with them, I think.
Yeah. No, definitely. But again, interesting. Nice subject to 190. It's quite a beast. It's a lovely detailed kit by the looks of it as well, from what I've seen online. And as I say, I'll get one down for a review and we can have a proper fondle of the old plastic.
Yes, you could be fondling
as well. Obviously, in the new arrival section, we've got the zipper. So obviously, this is the F104C. Limited edition one by Edard. This time it's actually not the Hasegawa kit. This is the kinetic kit in this one. So it's had a bit of an uplift in there. Still think that the older kit is a bit easier to put together. So just saying.
There's nothing wrong with the older kit, is there?
No. It's one of those. It's been superseded, but actually it's still a really nice kit.
I think that's more detailed in the behind the cockpit area.
Yeah, the electronics bay, the wheel wells, and all the bits and pieces, and obviously around the engine and intakes is a lot nicer than, because obviously you don't really get it on the other one. But anyway, it's a really nice aircraft, and to see it in the old sea camo, the old Southeast Asia, it's pretty cool. And again, weathering wise, you go to your life on that, isn't it? So that's actually a very, very cool one. So that's very nice indeed. So if you fancy one of those, they are in the store now for a bargain price of £42. Look. So there we go.
What price is it?
But yeah, no, I really like that. It's very nice in those markings.
Yeah.
And obviously it's limited editions. I assume there's plenty of different markings in that.
Yes, there is a few.
So,
I can't remember how many there were, to be honest with you.
They usually put in 6, isn't it, or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
You know what? I actually could have got a box and brought in and showed, but I didn't do that.
But we couldn't be bothered.
I forgot. To be fair, we're
Got
recording.
a warehouse full of them.
We're recording this late this morning, so I'm blaming you.
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
There's 10 decal options in it. Or decal options. Or...
Is it 10?
Oh,
wow,
10.
there you go. Knock yourself out. Are they all in Southeast Asia, or have we got some silvery ones as well?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Oh right, okay. I thought you had it in front of you.
No, I'm just looking at what I put up for our pre-order, which everybody has been invoiced for pre-orders. So if you want to pay your invoices,
if you would please pay up now, otherwise we'll send Danny round.
Yep.
And he'll put a bat up your nightshirt. The other nice one to see back in is finally right here is the Gore. I would have got mine out if I could be bothered. I'd be like Mac. But obviously I've got it down there as well. But anyway, we've got down here the Seafire, which is very nice indeed. It is a super duper kit. Really, really nice. It's quite old kit now. It must be
10, 12.
15, maybe.
That's a bit older, I don't know.
A bit older than that, years old. But
I don't know. So that means getting on a bit, but it's still a good kit. It's still a cool.
Yeah.
I was saying that was the first one I followed, and I think Matt was the same. Followed along with one of your videos.
It is.
When I first joined the forum.
Thank you. It was actually the first one I did as a joint thing with Airfix. So Airfix had the build in the magazine, and they had a link to watch for free. The video build. That's how we did it. We did a magazine special for that one.
I was inspired with your build until you folded the wings. And then I unsubscribed.
Yeah, that's it. But no, actually, I think with it folded up, it's not unnice still. A nice head-on shot with it with the folder, because they don't just fold up; they got the bits on the top that fold over as well. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a cracking little kit, and it goes together really, really well. And it's what I call new breed of Airfix, shall we say? So it's one of their sort of earlier ones after the troubles and the bits and pieces when they were sort of finding their feet and getting running again. And it was an absolute stonking kit. Really nice indeed.
The only thing I couldn't do that you did on your video was when you dipped the propeller blades in the yellow.
Yes.
And I end up with a blob of yellow or paint on the end.
You have to tap it off a little bit. So on the bit of paper towel, and just so it draws it off. Otherwise you end up with a ball on the end. Yeah,
they just didn't. Yeah, so I ended up just masking them and painting them. Just
brush them on by hand.
Yeah. So I think the only thing that kit needs is a set of seatbelts, isn't it? There's no point upgrading the cockpit because it's another.
You can't see anything. No.
Spitfire derivative. I can't even say the word, but you know what I mean. We don't see it in the cockpit anyway. When it's a bubble top, so
and if you fold your wings, you don't even need to put seatbelts in it.
Exactly. Put a tarp on it.
This is very true. Hold on, let me just grab it. I can show people a nice picture of my one done, hopefully, because it's in. If you want to do see it, everyone, it's in the free to watch area these days, which is classic builds. There it is.
Yeah.
Look.
Top.
What an absolute beauty. So it's right there. Hold on.
I forgot you get your little struts, don't you, for the wing?
You do get the little support. But yeah, free video to watch here, everyone. Hold on. Is that the last part? I can't remember that. No, it must be one more. Hold on. It must be down here somewhere. Look, see, look. That was the good old days with it. Very nice.
You never know. We might actually get some of that back in stock sometime if
they get it back.
If said company could get the finger out and get it sorted. But what happened to your Seafire, Andy? You still got it?
Yeah, it's in the cabinet downstairs, yeah.
Is it? I think I sold mine on eBay.
Yeah, in the cabinet downstairs.
No, it's a great little kit. It is really, really nice kit. And as I say, this time obviously you got different decal options. I'm not sure if that one's still in it. This is the one with the yellow on it, which is quite nice. I think they've got more of the fleet one in there, isn't it, with the latest sort of grey scheme. On the box anyway, it shows it.
Yeah.
So
I think you could do a Canadian one as well, can't you?
Can you? Oh, that'd be quite cool.
Or is that a different kit? I don't know. Did the Canadians have them?
I'm trying to think now what they had for the Seafire and the Sea Fury and the... I can't remember. There's that many kits that have come out recently. I can't remember what's what.
No, I can't either.
Yes, that's it. We are being spoiled. And we've got something else navally coming along very, very shortly.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in a minute. So that's actually very, very cool indeed. What else we got? New arrivals. Obviously, the Havoc. I'll do the review of the Havoc after this show. So I'll get it, and it'll probably be up by the time you watch this, because it gives me a break from scribing. So
it's big.
What, the Havoc? It's huge. I would get the box over here, but it won't fit. It's literally, the box is this big. So you know, I can't even get it in screen. It's about that big. It's huge. It's literally on the table opposite me. Yes. So yes, it is a big old kit, that one. So I will get the review of that done this afternoon. So that'll be up with you by the time you see this as well. So, but that absolutely stunning kit. But say, fingers crossed, we're going to see a 48 version of that. Yeah. So when Matt's built that one, I'll do the 48th one.
No, John's building it now. It's his kit.
Oh right, that's John's kit.
Right. Oh so yeah, that John, yeah.
Yeah, John's building it. He's bailed me out of doing it for a bit. Actually, do you know what? I still would tackle it at some point because I think it's just a cool aircraft anyway. See what other versions they do. But nice to the RAF.
Yeah, the glass nose front. Yeah. Will you be doing the man mooning at the front?
Yeah, I'll 3D print him as well.
I'll find that and you'll see in this now. It'll be there. So yeah, quite a famous picture. So
you're going to censor it?
Yeah, I'll put a little black line across. But yeah, it's quite a cool one. So, but no, really, really nice. And then obviously we've got the Hurricane still in. We're expecting to see the drop version of that in a week or two.
Yes.
If that drops on time, very nice. And apart from that, it's pretty much just the normal
stuff. I'll tell you what has just come out or been released by From Azure, which I'm hoping to get some in, or just to have a look at, is the Super Meister B2 in 48th scale, which is I think it's quite a pretty looking aeroplane, to be honest, and I can't remember a 48 version of it. I don't know this, so don't flame me in the comments, but I don't know if it's a collab with Special Hobby,
right?
Because I know they did a little 7-second one. It very looks. If you look at the sprue shots, very Special Hobby-esque, but obviously it's that From Azure company, so I don't know if there's a bit of a tie-in between the two or what. But anyway, even if it's their own, it does look actually a really nice kit on the sprue shots as well. So I think, it fills the gap for that, because obviously, the French used it. I think the Israelis used it, so I presume you'll get that one down the line. And yeah, quite a cool-looking aircraft.
Nice. Very nice indeed. Right, so we've got those ones over in specials. So spoke about these yesterday as well, but the F5 Tiger 2. So obviously this is the 2-seat version. Very nice. Obviously the single seat was out a while ago. Now they're on the 2-seat one. So both have been out from the Saints. Oh, Sundowners, isn't it? I thought the FC111 was the Saints, isn't it? Or was that somebody else? Probably think it was somebody else. Anyway, they're up as well. So obviously very nice to see that kit back. Again, it was reboxed a while ago by Academy. They did the Korean version. It's the same kit in there for the single seat. So very, very nice indeed. But that's a cracking kit, that one. The Israeli Apache, the Sharaf. Very nice indeed, with obviously it's an Apache underneath, but it's again Israel love to lumps and bumps and stick everything all over it. So this is proper beefed up version with that one.
Cool to see something different rather than being in green. Isn't it?
I was about to say exactly the same, because you could think of that because in nice Israeli sand colours.
Yeah.
You know, I bet there's some really good photos of them as well you could use as reference.
Yes, yeah, the Israeli ones look really cool in the sand colour like that.
Yeah.
So very, very nice indeed. So anyway, if you want to grab one of those, we've got it up just at £80 as well. So that's actually quite a bargain down in there. So if you want one of those ones. Obviously, the rest of them is pretty much we've spoken about before. We've got that classic Hasegawa kit, which is a beautiful kit as well, just 30 quid. And then obviously we've got Kong and all the other bits down in here on specials. Don't forget, these do change all the time. As you've probably noticed, you've been watching a lot of the live stuff we've been doing recently. It's basically changing by the hour. So as soon as it sells out, it gets removed and we'll replace it with something else. Part of our ongoing
there's a few
super
bits
summer
in
sale.
there from yesterday. If anybody's not seen yesterday's show, which some of you don't watch, is like the Great Wall Lobby's T80, is it? Where you going?
Sorry, am I going the wrong way?
Yeah, next to the Avenger.
The
Hobby Boss.
Right. Yes, sorry.
Yeah,
the T33.
T33, that was it. Sorry, T33.
I was looking for a tank. That's what threw me. You said a T80. I'm thinking tank.
Yeah, no.
So.
The T33, the Avenger, and the Lancia truck from IBG. Obviously, from the weekend, we've got the A-wing still up, and there's the Saladin came up in between, and there's a couple other bits that's been swapped out for sold since we did Saturday's show.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I say, it is rotating, and most of that stuff will probably rotate out for the back end of the week. So if you want anything there, grab it, because like I say, some of it will be going.
When it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone, it's gone.
Grab it whilst you can.
Need to say thank you to people who partaked in our Saturday show.
Yes. For everybody who purchased as well, because we had some great sales over the weekend as well, and that goes for the Flory side as well. So thank you for everybody who ordered off of me as well, and merch in various bits and pieces. So big thank you. Restocks coming in all the time. AK, we've got one of those came in last week.
We've had AK restock, we've had an Attacker restock, so we've got the clear coats back in, the gloss, the matte and the satin. The paints have been obviously stocked up as well from Attacker, so they're all back in, or pretty much all of them back in. And like I said, we've just done some bits and bobs this morning, so just keep an eye out for like Mr. Hobby stuff and Tamiya, as in Tamiya paints and tools and stuff, so they hopefully will be back in pretty soon. So yeah, just like I say, usual stuff, keeps it fresh.
Very good, excellent. Right, okay, so over into the pre-orders. Obviously the big one that is this week we've put up is for the Gannet, so the much anticipated Fairy Gannet.
So we get box art soon.
Well, yeah, they're a bit slow to the party on this one. I'm sure it would be something very nice.
What we're saying, this is October, this is due, isn't it?
Yes.
So we've come middle of August, so we want to get our numbers in so we can
get
know how many we need.
Yes.
So yes, the Gannet, that'll be an interesting. It's an interesting release. I like the Fleet Air Arm stuff they're doing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's the future.
So will you be folding this one up if you ever built one? Because the Gannet folded up that looks better than it does when it's out.
It's got a really unique wing fold on it.
Do you know what that's?
It's got a Z fold.
Yeah.
That probably is one of the aircraft where, folded up, it don't look as bad as.
And in 48, it's a big thing, isn't it? In 48,
it's going to be chunky. It's not a small aircraft. It's a big chunk.
I personally think they've done the wrong version, but
I like the big one with the radome under the chin.
The AEW one.
The AEW one, that's right. But that's
the pregnant one.
Yes, perhaps it's for another day. You never know. But again, I think it's one of those aircraft. It's big. It's like a tank. It's if you watch the documentaries where we're flying off of Ark Royal and stuff like that, I think it's like proper cool aircraft. But again, it's got Z-fold wings, so actually sort of they fold up and then hunker down onto it. Very clever little design on that. So very nice. And at the moment, they're trying to do a crowdfunding thing to get it moving again, aren't they, in America? Because it's stuck again. So,
it'd be nice to sit next to the Sea King and a Buccaneer and a Phantom, wouldn't it? And
yes, for somebody who's doing a 48 scale carrier, you'll be fine with that now. You've got a Sea King for it. You've got a Gannet.
Yeah, nice to have them all.
Were they still flying when Sea Kings were doing it, or would it have been a Wessex?
It probably would have been more Wessex, but they were going like the later version was probably still when I don't know actually when the Wessex was moved over by the Sea King. It's got to be close around about that time of when the Gannet was retired as well. Because obviously the Sea King replaced the Gannet, so
yeah, the Gannet went on for quite a while, didn't it?
Yeah, because obviously the crow's nest system, isn't it, with the radar underneath, was obviously taken over from the Sea King duties. So, but that would have been after I think the original Sea Kings, the old Pinger ones, were brought in. So I assume there would have been an overlap. I have to go back and watch those old videos, those old films of them off the carrier.
Yeah.
But one cool little fact with that is how it can shut down one engine because it's separate engines per prop, which I didn't know until I was watching a thing on it, and it showed it cruising, and obviously they feather one of the engines.
Yeah.
So obviously it's got better endurance, so it can just stay up there for a lot longer by shutting down an engine.
Yeah, loiter for hours, can't it? Just over.
But I always assumed they were geared together some ways. I didn't realise they were actually separately powered. Each engine does its own set of props. So very cool aircraft. And again, I should think you maybe because the Germans flew it, didn't they?
Yes.
So, and that was that version, I do believe.
It is, yes.
So there will be some options. I don't know who else flew it. Anybody else fly it? I can't remember who had that one.
I'm trying to think what the boxes are from Revell and everyone, what Mark put in them.
Because I did the Revell one in the Dayglow scheme.
Yeah.
Which was in the 72nd one, I think it was, back in the day.
I've done the Sword AEW, the pregnant one, before. That's a nice kit. Well,
it's unique.
I define nice kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only one anyway, so it's
lovely. It's fantastic kit. It's the only one.
But no, you are going to need a bit of nose weight in that, I think.
Yeah.
It might come if Pranjit's had a bit to do with it, with a little thing in your pod, and you can put all your weight in it, seal it up, and stick it in. So
could do with it.
Because it's definitely a tail sitter, that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you are interested, you can put your name down for it now. We've got it up on a pre-order at just £49.49. So here you go. You can save yourself a tenner on that one. And so yes, or £10 on that one. So we got it at pre-order. So members, if you want to pop your name down for it, we'll secure those ASAP again. So hopefully it won't be too long now, obviously, until we see the Sea Kings as well, if they're following along that's how it was going when I spoke to them. So that should be soon. So yeah, with everything that's going on, interesting times. Right, so that's that one. We've also got up the special hobby. We've got the Mark 15.
Different version of a Seafire. So yeah. Actually, is that a different version, or is that the same? Do you know what? That's where I've got the Royal Canadian thingy from. But, it's a different version.
Is it? Is that? Oh yeah, this is a Mark 15, 16, 17C. And then obviously that's the Mark 15.
Because that's not a bubble top, look.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, it's not a bubble top. So it's still a Griffin powered one then, is it? Because it's got the nosy bits. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said to Matt the other day, it's weird that they've pinched an RAF wing on it.
Do you know what? It's funny you say it. I was just looking at it thinking, how comes it's got a grey wing and just a normal one? Yeah, I assume that's obviously something they found a reference photo with it, borrowed a wing.
The damaged one and pinched it,
Yeah. Different, but yeah, very nice anyway. So it's nice to see that one. Nice to see Special Hobby as well, because we haven't seen him for a while, have we?
I couldn't say. I was wondering what was happening to Special Hobby. They've gone really, really quiet. So yeah, hopefully they're back, which seems to be. We might even see the Grief at some point.
Yes. You're going to hold your breath for that one? We've been talking about it forever.
I know people keep asking, when's the Ankle 177 coming out?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
And it got postponed, but...
Yeah, we've had that up for a pre-order for about a year. And
Yeah.
Anyway, if you do fancy something a little bit different with the Mark 15 with different coloured wings, you can grab that kit now. It's up on the pre-order. Andy Hobby's Quarters M10, we spoke about before. The other one from Special Hobby, which, to be honest, I quite like this one, is the old Sunderland, the old flying porcupine. Who doesn't like a Sunderland?
It's obviously a re-release, but it doesn't come out very often, does it?
No,
and it's a Sunderland.
Yeah, so this is the Mark III. It has a different hull on it, isn't it?
Is that what it is? I have no idea.
The only thing I know about Sunderlands is that they got a different shaped hull. This bit here, this one is like scooped, where the other ones are like squared off.
Okay.
So I don't know which one works better. But anyway, he's not taking a bit of damage, so he's not going to be landing that an hour, is he?
No.
So you might want to put that in shallow water because he's just ripped holes all in the bottom of it. So, but anyway, it looks like he did get the U-boat down in there. But again,
probably got bilge pumps in it like a boat does, so it can.
He's going to need them with holes that size, especially when he lands and it rips it all apart.
Oh yeah,
I think they should be blowing the dinghy up.
Yeah, I think I'll be hanging out that door. Yeah, because that door folds down as well, doesn't it? So you can proper get out in case of emergency. I'd have that open.
There was one wasn't there a few years ago. One that was redone and it was on the circuit and.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it a Catalina or the Sunderland that hit the buoy?
Oh, it was a Catalina, sorry.
No, it was a Catalina. I know one of them, there was a buoy, wasn't it? And he was taking off and he hit it and it sheared it and then it tumbled a bit. So that wasn't good.
Yeah, not Sunderland, yeah.
But it's funny because that would be one of those aircraft that if it was flying today, that would just be uber cool.
Yeah, crikey, yeah.
Because locally to me, there's loads of photos when they were all based in Plymouth because they used to land in the Plymouth Sound down the road and taxi them in and all the rest of it, and it absolutely looks fantastic. But to say, it's one of those things. Obviously, it's a bit big and beefy for the days, but classic aircraft, very, very nice. But you say you want to do dioramas, they've got the leading edge of the wings fold down to make access ramps, don't they, and all the rest of it. Because I've seen them changing an engine in the water. And it's like they've got a barge and it's on front and they're all hanging over it. And that was down in Plymouth. And it's like all done at sea. Amazing, really.
So, that one at Hendon.
That you walk through.
Hendon, it's cool when you walk through it. It just shows how big they are.
Yeah.
So, do you know something? Me and John were chatting last night. We're on about the 48th fact form one. At Sunderland and how cool and how big it'd be. And anyway, and obviously, I think Tigger does the 32nd one, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Which I've seen a couple built, and they are massive. That's just ridiculously big. But, as in Airfix revisiting all stuff, that was one of their absolute classics, weren't it, the Sunderland? Yes. And I wonder why they've not gone back to it. I know, obviously, there's that one there, and Italy's got theirs, but... It's one of them that was just a staple in the Airfix catalogue from, it was like a 1950s kit, weren't it?
Yeah.
And it must have sold well.
Well, it was one of those ones where a while ago they were talking about the moulds that had been thrown away and the Airfix that were damaged and what have you.
No, I'm on about a new tool one. I'm not on about
sorry,
rehashing that thing from 70 years ago. I'm on about like what as they're revisiting. Obviously, the Lancaster's been done, and a few of the other ones. That the Sunderland was always because that was it, weren't it? 72nd, the Airfix Sunderland until the Italy one came out was the only one you could get, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any vac form versions, but injection molding wise, and it's one of them. I wonder if they ever considered it. I wonder if it ever comes because I think it'd be a good seller for them, I'll be honest. I think they do an absolutely amazing job on it. So
I said about the other day, I can remember my dad building one, and to me it was the best aircraft ever built. It was probably painted with Dulux paint and no, it wasn't. It wouldn't have been, but when I was a young lad, it was
It was just one of them cool kits, and it was big. It's big in 72nd. I mean, that Italy one I've got up on the mezzanine. It's not small.
No, not at all.
So, but again, at least Special Hobby and Italy have done a newer version of it. So,
yeah,
interesting.
Cool plane.
Yeah, it is.
Right. Anything else we need to talk about? We got a Das Works 1/16.
That's been up for ages.
Hopefully that will.
No, that's it. New thingy wise. We're waiting for prices. Like I say,
can I just what you say about the Gannet? It's £5 off, not £10 off.
Sorry, £5 off, is it?
Still before they're taking it out of my wages again.
All right, okay, fair enough. Okay, right, over to questions. First question, do you know anything about the new tool or the new F14B from Great Wall Hobbies? Is it a Revox? No, it's a new tool, completely brand new tool, because the world needs more F14s.
Well, they've obviously upscaled it from the 72nd one, haven't they?
I was going to say, they've done the 72nd ones, so we're thinking it's probably just going to be, obviously, all the information, and they've done it again in 48. I think it's probably going to be, if it's anything like theirs, it will come with, as you say, slide moulded weapons and forward fuselage and all the bits and pieces that sort of Great Wall tend to do. And I'm sure it'll be very nice. It'll probably be very expensive as well.
I'm sure I've read that you can do it in open and closed wing configurations and things. So
yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, you can have flats and slats and all the bits. It's going to come with everything. And a lot of the access panels.
Sort of a like a limited aircraft that it was of its day, because it only from the 70s to the early 90s, weren't it? There's a lot of kits out there for
2000.
No,
it was around a while.
Then it weren't too far. It's gone then. It's been retired. Rubbish. There's a lot of kits of a Tomcat, isn't there? And nobody really used it.
For an aircraft that flew for 30 years and
it was probably the most iconic aircraft of the
easy.
80s.
Used to it so easy. It's just too easy to say and do it.
Matt doesn't like F-14s.
No, he does. He just won't admit it.
Let's get this straight. I don't like F-14s. If it weren't for Top Gun and Mr. Tom Cruise, our aircraft would have just died of death and nobody would have cared less.
It's a beautiful looking aircraft. It's a beautiful looking aircraft.
I'd just like to point out, before you flame me in the comments, this is not me. I think it's one of the best aircraft ever designed, and it's a beautiful aircraft. And I built more of those.
This is not what Phil tells me privately.
Does he?
This is all for the public that he's saying this.
No, definitely not the thoughts and anyway, the thoughts and opinions of the staff of PM Models are not that of Flory Models. I'm just disclaimer, get this in.
Because these two are proper fanboys, I just like winding them up. It's just too easy to get them going.
It is, because nobody can diss a Tomcat. Right, anyway.
Sure, wait. You know what you should actually build, because you are such Tomcat aficionados, is the proper early Tomcat with like the red...
Oh, Wolfpack, VF1. Yeah, VF1, Wolfpack.
You've never built that?
I've never done those markings. I did it in 72nd many years ago, but as I say, I haven't done it. My two favourite squadrons, because of the colour, was the Wolfpack one. With that, as you say, with the it's got the wolves on the tail, big red tails with it on, and the go faster stripe.
Go faster stripe.
Yeah, and obviously the bounty hunters as well. I used to like VF2, which is the bounty hunters, which has got the stripes down the nose and on the tail with the yellow and the blue. Looks really nice as well. They're the two cool schemes.
To feel a bit cheated, then you've not done the,
what,
the wolf
one of those.
One.
Well, there you go. The next time I do one, because the only thing is they only flew the A, because VF1 were disbanded, so they only flew the A model. So I'd have to do an early A model.
Well, there's plenty of options.
Oh yeah, there's loads of them out there. Take your pick, innit? Everyone's done it. So when they come along, because they're doing the B, which is, to be honest, the in between one clearly, but it's more akin to a D, the B, than an A.
I think, to be honest with you, I think obviously like the US Navy stuff kind of lost its way when it went low vis.
Yes.
All the IVIS stuff is, even the Tomcats, and it's not my favourite aircraft, but I do like them in IVIS, and like when they had the other, all the IVIS stuff was just...
I think the classic example going on that one is when they changed, Phantoms went to low vis. That's when it all went... Because obviously the Phantom was always in with the white and the gold grey, and that was obviously very colourful with the cagbirds, and they all had them on. And then all of a sudden, when they were being taken out of service, everything went grey after that.
Yeah, it kind of lost its way, didn't it? You see why they did it, for obvious reasons. It's just from a modelling point of view. Oh, he's off. Where's you going?
I just realised it's getting a bit dark and got no lights on.
It's not that late. We are doing this just before 12. Is that it? Night time has fallen over Mansfield.
The sun's disappeared.
Yeah, is that a fire? The smoke is obscuring it. Right, okay, moving on. Keith says, hi team, hope everyone is doing well. Phil, I hope that upcoming nuptial plans are going well. Speak to the other half, I'm just turning up at 12 o'clock. Following the reviews of display tools that are being released, is this something that PM will stock? And do you or have you find another stockist? Okay, so we can't technically do it because it's a right hassle getting them in the country.
And we don't get enough discount.
But we work very, very closely, as you probably guessed, with Bravaco. I'm going to say it a different way every time, so one day I'll get it right. So if you speak to Brevco, because that's how it's spelled.
Bravaco.
It's Bravaco. There's no E's apparently in Flemish language, is it? In Dutch.
Oh, okay.
Bravaco, all E's are A's. I don't know. It's all odd.
Ooh.
So anyway, I've been given lessons recently with Kareem when she was over and Avid.
Fluid,
so I'm now fluid. I just need a lot more phlegm.
Can I just say, this is not mine or Andy's view. This is Flory's own. All right, if I'm going to get blamed for Tomcat, he can just upset a nation. He can upset a country.
I love the Dutch. I think the Dutch are the best.
And some good friends as well.
Yes. Yeah. No. I love the Dutch, clearly. Everybody knows that. When we go on the continent, we always end up there. I'm just saying, there's a good reason. We come off the ferry and turn left. Straight out of France, through Belgium, and then we can stop. Just don't stop till you hit the Dutch. It's fine. Right. Anyway, so yeah, we can't. But obviously, if you do speak to Brevco, they will sort you out. I will pop a link down below. They've got it all. And to be honest, when they were over, they just brought me a ton of stuff. I'm going to do their sanders next because, to be honest, I have been using their sanders, and they work almost as well as mine do. Not quite.
I'll tell you what, that was odd saying that, weren't it?
It was, yeah, it was pretty good. The only thing I do like about these, the ones, they're self-cleaning, which is something I insisted when we designed ours. They had to be self-cleaning, and these are. So, it's, in other words, it's not a nail file. Right, anyway, so apart from that, the starter sets look brilliant, and the stiletto knife, which is not a knife, it's a tool separator. Everyone knows that, apart from me. So I used it yesterday just to appease the Gumpler community. Did you see that? Took him apart.
And it worked.
It did work. You don't need another tool.
Right.
You don't need anything that's just flat and a bit sharp. You need one of these. But in my defence, when I was cutting bits off the parts yesterday with it, it works brilliantly.
It did actually.
So I was getting flamed for using it as a knife, but it actually does work. If you need to hack a bit of part off, you just, and it works brilliantly. So
Perhaps it's a bit of a multi-tool. You can hack and separate.
It hacks and separates. So I think they're missing a bit there. They should say it's a knife and a press down knife because it works brilliant for that.
Just for the modelling community that uses glue.
Yes.
That's absolutely useless for separating parts.
Yes, of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your snap fit brigade, you're fine.
This is for you. But anybody who makes models,
anybody who uses, cement and glue and all that, then it's not going to work very well, is it?
That's it. You now realise we're just going to get absolutely hammered in the comments.
I'm only telling the truth.
It's almost, you might as well say, for real modelers, you don't need it.
Can I point out I make both? So just
he's built one.
A couple, but yeah. You
anyway,
built a few, and then you got.
This is a good show. We've upset now basically half of Europe, and now we've probably upset most of the Pacific area. This is going to be a dive. This one.
I'll tell you what.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh dear. Anyway, it is very good, I should think, and it is perfect for just general stuff. I'm just saying, because if you do need to separate something, it is nice.
Could you use it as a scraper to get your 3D prints off your plate?
You probably could as well. Yeah, it would do that.
Yeah. I'd like to just point out that we all like making Bandai stuff, and
yes,
we all do. Like,
look, I did this one. It took me 20 minutes yesterday.
It didn't even take him 20 minutes.
It probably wasn't even 20 minutes because I was talking at the same time.
Yeah,
and
world record.
There you go.
What the world record is for building a Bandai kit?
I don't know. I could get onto this.
Not that I'm thinking.
I could do that thing about do it blindfolded. If you go back through the histories of this, a long time ago, I actually stripped and rebuilt a Harder and Steenbeck airbrush blindfolded. I'd only stabbed myself once. But just to prove how easy it was, I did it blindfolded, completely disassembled. Then we put it back together blindfolded. And it was like, that was it. So I could do one of these now, blindfolded. Is there a competition? Guinness Book of Records? Can we get Norris McWhirter around? Probably on a Ouija board.
I've done it with the GPMG, but not. I've done it with the GPMG, but not a.
Yes. So, have you seen those Chinese kids though, where they do the guns? They're giving it like an AK, isn't it, or their version of it, whatever it is, and they taught it like a 7-year-old, and they're stripping it faster than I could ever do one. It was like, that's it. There you go. It's like amazing.
Does it still work though?
Well, yeah,
if I did it, there'd be nuts and bolts and washers.
Yeah, I've got all these bits left over.
Hey, it's an AK. Won't make any difference.
Yeah, it still work.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, just mortar it and it'll work. It'll be fine. Right. Anyway, so we're just talking about obviously sprue gates and stuff like that and nippers and stuff. They are. And what we're talking about actually is the departure set, which is their starter set. And I have to agree. Now I know what all the bits do. Even though, why the hell do you need an ink pen for putting on panel lines?
It is actually.
Are these people not heard of wash? Acrylic wash?
Well, just
yeah.
pen, don't they?
Yeah, so they dip it in a pen and...
Yeah, you can buy them those all different shades and colours, can't you?
Yeah, but I just, again, it's one of those things. I'm like, well, why would you need that in your life? I don't know. Anyway.
Different world, mate. Different genre.
It is, yes.
You know, we should embrace the whole modelling community, like they embrace you when you do a review.
If you don't embrace me, I just get hate, flack, abuse.
They really don't like you in the Gumpler community.
No, they don't at all. I know. And you saying about winding people up, I have to be so careful because I must admit, last week in some of the comments, I was going to put a hook out, shall we say, but I thought, do you know what? I won't do it because otherwise I will literally never hear the end of this.
Is it? So, why is there so much anger in that community?
I don't know why. They are so protective. They have no sense of humour. That's the trouble.
It's an odd one, isn't it, really?
They have no glue, no filler, and no sense of humour in that lot, I tell you.
Anyway, moving on.
We love you all, really, and I build Bandai. I've built more Bandai than I've probably built any other manufacturer, to be honest. So anyway, that's it. I'm only playing before you all start, which you're going to do it anyway. Disclaimer. Anyway, next up, Green's basically saying, hello, happy half-past week. Very good. Will there be a pre-order for the 72nd upcoming Phantoms from Airfix, the FGR 1 and 2? Because they're due in October,
August,
September,
August,
November, wasn't it? And he's trying to remember because we did this before we went on air, and now he's forgotten, and that's why I'm doing it because he's looking.
I told you so you remember.
Oh, was it? I've forgotten.
I can't remember.
Jesus.
I'm
August.
still thinking of Gumpler.
Hello.
Was it August? Right. Okay. Matt says it's August.
Well, that's what Andy said. It was August.
Do we trust him?
What was October then?
Yes. Did we say something's coming in October from them?
Yes, the Gannet.
Oh, is it the Gannet's October?
Oh, God, are you too senile?
Yes.
Seriously?
That's why I always have pads of paper nearby that haven't got anything written on them. They're blank.
Talking to Dora, they got bloody fish off.
If we were talking about
Emo. Huh? What? What day is it? What would it mean?
If we were talking about it in 1986, I'd remember, but yeah.
Yes. I've been sniffing too much resin.
Well, I think you have, period.
Anyway, on another note, so there you go. That will be in sometime in the autumn. But hopefully it should be at the end of this month. That's what we're thinking. Also, he says he can't remember the review we did for the cheapo airbrush. That's actually a really good airbrush. Can't remember what it is.
Hey, you two can't remember what we talked about 10 minutes ago.
Nope, that's it. Well, we have been doing this for 50 minutes, so I've forgotten. By the time we edit this down to half an hour, it'd be fine. Right, anyway, if you go to our affiliate area, it is on the main site as well, you will see we have a link for it down in here. And I know it was out of stock the other day because somebody mentioned to me out of stock, but they get them in daily, so I won't worry about it. But look, unfortunately, the price has gone up. Have you noticed?
That's it?
The price is now at £23.55.
That's it. Get it off.
Yeah. So I'm thinking now that's overpriced.
£21.
Because at one point it was down to £19.80.
Was it?
Yeah, it was down. It was literally under 20 quid at one point. But obviously, clearly now the sales are quite good for this because I'm promoting it. That obviously now they're putting the price up to reflect all of that. But anyway, if you buy 4, you get 5% off.
Yeah.
Ooh. So you could do that and think of it like spare needles and parts. So, for under 100 quid, you could still have a lifetime of airbrushing with no problem, with all the spares and parts you could ever need.
Look at Andy's brain ticking. You can see him twitching.
Yeah. I almost bought another one off Amazon the other day. I don't know why, because there's nothing wrong with the one I've got. So
yeah, I know. I'm using mine more and more.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, this is on the affiliate program. So if you want to help me out by not actually costing anything to me or anything whatsoever, and I get literally out of that, I think I get about 28 pence kickback. Ooh. So yeah, you can do that. So if you use the affiliate link, so if you go in the forum, it's in there and it's on the main site, and then I do get a small little sniff back.
He's got TVs and washing machines and all sorts in there.
Yeah, that's it. I've got everything. The entire Amazon is an affiliate.
I'll tell you what, after this show, nobody will be buying anything again.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, if you do want to find it, if you go on any of our pages on the main site, just pop down to the bottom. I need to move it up to the top, and you've got affiliate page. And if you click in there, hopefully this will work. There you go. It's all in here as well. So you can just click on the little things And if you click on the link, I get a kickback if you buy it. So that's all. So if you want to get a printer, that's a good one. We earn a couple of quid out of that. Just saying. So anyway, that's enough of the plugs. Okay, Paul says, what's the most authentic acrylic dark earth for early RAF World War II fighters, please? Your thoughts on which one would we recommend, please?
Well, the one we sell, which would be the Gen 3 one.
Yeah, so we've got Gen 3 or just normal AKs. Dark earth is very nice. Tamiya's as well. What's that, 52?
Yeah, that's not really dark earth. That's just flat earth, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, is it flat earth, that?
He wants authentic, so...
Oh, right, okay.
I would say acrylic, proper acrylic, if you want that, is the Gen 3.
If you're used to using Tamiya paints, then the AK.
Yeah, if you'd want the alcohol-based, the AK Real Colours, I know it's technically not an acrylic, but a lot of people think it is because it's actually alcohol-based. But if you want a true acrylic, then the third gens, and they are really good colours.
Which is RC287.
That's it.
There you go.
Very nice indeed. What's it in third gen number?
No idea. Sorry.
Oh, see?
118 something probably. I've actually picked one this morning when I've done an order.
Okay.
I've got something like 5, 4.
It wasn't being sold to Mr. Paul Morgan, was it?
You know what?
Do you want me to have a quick look?
Yeah, go on, find the number for it, Andy. I'll do next question as you find that one. David Hughes says, hi team, hope you're all doing well. Will you be able to get the Bad Batch Marauder, which looks just like this?
No.
The problem you've got, as Matt points out, you see this little funny writing squiggle down in here? Basically, it means that they want blood to sell it in other parts of the world. So what happens is AMT recently, or the last couple of years, have got the licensing now for Disney. So they're doing Star Wars stuff. So that's why we're starting to see, I think this is one of their first total new ones coming out from them. The trouble is you won't see that over here because Revell has got it for Europe. I can't think who's got it for... I think Bandai's got it. Yeah, Bandai's got it for the rest of the world.
For Far East, and then Zvezda did have it for Russia, but I don't know, Did
Zvezda actually ever have it, though, or did they just do the normal...
Well, I don't know with that, because nothing really materialised after the Stardust, they did it, so I don't know, because obviously Revell covers a big area, and I presume they must cover Europe. Bandai's Asia, innit?
Yes.
And I presume that's North America. I presume AMT now is North America. I don't know who covers like Australia. I presume, does that come down with Bandai Pacific?
I think they call that the Pacific Rim.
The Pacific Rim, is it? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, it's all divided. Our Disney do their licensing of who gets which area, and you cannot cross-contaminate. So I don't know how Revell's got a deal with Bandai to get, for us for the Bandai kits. There must be some. Well, they must have really sweetened Disney for that. I don't know how it's, but they managed it.
Yeah.
But for us to get AMT, no, not a chance of those Star Wars stuff, because, like I say, it'll be interfering with Revell, and I don't think they'll be very happy. So unless Revell do a deal with AMT, I'm afraid you're off to the States to order it and get it straight out there, because they do that big 48 scale TIE fighter, don't they? Because somebody's asking me about that. And
that's the other one they've done. They've done the TIE fighter, the new 48 scale one, and the Marauder. So obviously it's their first line of them all coming through now.
Yeah.
So
like say in the UK, you'll have to send off to the States to get them, I'm afraid. So I don't know what your postage costs will be for that. Kit's probably quite reasonable, but the postage cost could be
horrendous, which is normally what it is.
Yeah.
So yes. Anyway, I'm a fan of Bad Batch, and I'd love to build that because that's cool.
I've not watched any of them yet.
You have to, because they're really good. I like Bad Batch.
I'll be this afternoon. I'll be.
That's it. Be watching Bad Batch.
I'm sure, Phil, one of our US viewers would like to send you one.
If you'd like to send me one, I will build it because I do like that one. It's cool shit.
Can I just say that third gen Dark Earth is 11841.
Told you, didn't I? Not far off.
Yeah, but would have been, what number did you call it? It would only have been a few out.
48, I think. I said.
Would have been grey.
48. Yeah, it would have been grey. Yeah, RAF.
There you go.
Grey.
Hey, at least it was RAF and not Luftwaffe or US.
Well, yeah, this is it. Could have been. Anyway, PM lists both the God Hand nippers and the Meng single edge knitter side cutters. They are both the same price. Which would you recommend?
Oof, only one really, isn't there?
So, again, I will say this because I think somebody in our chat has spoken about this, about nippers and all the rest of it. You have to remember that God hands nippers, and to be honest, anybody who's got a very thin, like the Meng ones, because they're version 3 of the display, it's the same ones. The single blade is incredibly thin.
Yeah.
So if you try and cut things, and I know it's mentioned in our forum, and I was going to say something, but it seemed to be covered by you guys. But if you cut clear plastic, it is so brittle, you run the risk of breaking the blade. And I know a lot of people have said, well, that's a crap bloody nippers if plastic breaks it. These are not designed to be cutting big, chunky plastic because it is so thin, it makes you got zero cleanup. If you go right up to the part, you won't even have to sand it afterwards. It does it that close. But it does come at a price. They are very, very fragile.
They do say that on the instructions, don't they? It might be in Japanese, but...
Yeah. No, they do say in there not to be used on clear parts because clear parts traditionally are very, very brittle plastic and you will shear them. Also, if you over tool them together, when you're cutting something hard, you suddenly cut through it, the blades touch and it will shatter. And that, to be honest, I've had a pair shatter on me. You guys have had them break because they are very, very fragile. They are literally designed for just nipping off small, thin, maximum 1 mil normal styrene. You wouldn't want to be doing metal with it or cutting wood and all things like that because it won't do it. The display ones are basically the same, so I wouldn't go around hacking with them. That's why I do use still. I do like, this is the Master Tool ones. They're not that far off. They're not as good, but you can cut through things because the blade's a little bit thicker. So you're less like, so when I was working on this, for instance, obviously it's the old Airfix 24 scale Harrier. There's no way I'd go near it with God hands. Not that I could, because the sprue gates are as flat as your finger, so we wouldn't get around it anyway, but...
So even though we've all broken a pair of God hands,
we'd all buy another.
We'd still say the God hands are the best ones you can get.
Yeah.
They are. They're by far. They are. They're just,
but again, it's
when you use them correctly.
When you've broken them, you wouldn't break them again, because now you understand that they are very, very much a precision tool. It's not designed for hacking. It's designed for nipping off those bits incredibly cleanly. And I think we all get a little bit complacent, and it's a proper tool. You know, it's not like something you can chuck on your desk either, because a lot of us have snapped off the ends because you've dropped them.
Yeah, I think that's how mine got broken.
It's a precision tool, and it comes at a cost. But
but not that bad anymore, to be honest.
Well, yeah, now because they used to be 75 quid, 80 quid.
Yeah.
So
yeah, $49.99. I think it's a really good price because it's a proper good pair, probably the best pair of snips on the market, aren't they? Let's be honest, as in single blade ones. But it's like any tool, isn't it? Use it right and.
Apart from Andy's got a new pair because he went moonlight around a certain store.
Yeah, but they're very.
Are they not as good?
They're more like display ones rather than being God hands. Definitely, they do cut nice, but not as nice as the God hand ones. And the God hands are quite old now.
Yes.
But, cool. You can't have too many snips, can you?
Well, this is it. Everyone needs a lot of snips, and that's why I've got loads of them as well. Okay, last question is from Dave. He says, hi all, I think I know the answer, but just a little bit of clarification. Is the special hobby, it's all special hobby today, isn't it? Seafire Mark 15, just the old mould with new decals, or is it a new moulding? It's definitely an old.
I think it's an old mould, but I'm not 100%. Quick, Andy, get on
Scalemates it. You know what, on Countdown, Andy is our version of Dictionary Corner. We need a conundrum.
Countdown conundrum. I could think of a few.
We can have Bandai. No, that'll be for our own shows we do for members only. We'll do a special edition of Flory Models does Countdown.
yeah. It is. It'll be like 8 out of 10.
Yeah, cats. That's it. Yeah, ours will definitely be the 8 out of 10 cats version.
It'll definitely be an after 9 o'clock job.
Yes, definitely.
It's not a new. It's definitely a tooling one.
When was the original tooling?
2008.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is an older one then.
Didn't know that was reboxed by Revel. And it's there.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't.
I didn't know that either. There you go.
No, learn something new every day.
Right.
It says, also, seeing as Phil's got a direct line to Hobby 2000, I only gave him a bit of advice and feedback. Could you persuade them to do the Hasegawa A4B in the Vietnam and Argentinian markings, please?
I'm sure
they'll be watching us, so they'll know now.
They'll know. They'll be watching and go, do you know what? That's a damn good idea.
That's a really good idea.
Yes, they're writing that note down now. Seeing as everybody else watches, it appears. So, yes. Cool job. Right, okay, we will leave it right there. Don't forget, you get all your bits and pieces and all your normal stuff over at the PM store. Remember, those specials do change all the time, so keep an eye out for them. You never know when they'll change, because as soon as it sells out, it gets replaced. And obviously, we've got new bits and pieces coming in. Sometimes they just arrive and we haven't even got a clue. We get a quick thing saying it's out, and normally it happens on a Wednesday afternoon. So definitely.
Yeah.
So if you want to get any of those ones, as with all the other bits and pieces, you can do that. Just pop over to the store and you can grab anything from there as well. So yes, good job. We're back with you tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. So if you want to see me taking apart a Bandai kit, I bet it takes longer to take apart than just the build.
Probably, yeah, probably.
But I will paint it then. So we get it all painted and done, and then we can go through the weathering process and stuff like that. I'm going to be continuing today to rescribe the entire of a 24 scale Harrier, which I wouldn't recommend. Just go and buy the trumpeter one.
Wrong scale.
It's the wrong type as well. You can't do it. If they bought an
So
FRS1 or an FA2, that would have been mega. But anyway, we'll be all right. It's getting there. It's coming together. So you can see more about that tomorrow. Obviously, members, you'll get all about this on Friday as well to make our way through. So that's it from us. Happy modding. Take care. Say goodbye, gentlemen. We're out of here. Bye.